Juicy juice. Yes, and that is safety. Safety in flipping is really important. It's one of those skills that handlers, Juicy, how about you put it? You put it? It's one of those skills that handlers tend to just drive into the dirt. Big, huge, giant air is not a killer in Frisbee. Okay? The killer is repetition. If I were to punch you in the arm as hard as I could, it would hurt. Okay? It would hurt, it would bruise, and it would bother you. But if I did this to your shoulder for a year, I would cripple you. And we have to be really careful of doing this to our dogs, and it's very easy for us. I mean, flips are so cool. They look so great doing them, and they're so much fun. The dogs love them. People love to see them. But you can do this, and repetition is a killer. So be very, very careful that you don't overdo flipping, especially when you're learning. Another aspect to safety that's very important is the way that the dog lands. Essentially, all safety, I believe, you can figure out if a trick is safe by the way that the dog moves out of the skill. Excuse me. What we're looking for is smooth, fluid movement out of the skill. So dog lands, collapses, gets stuck, probably not a very good landing. What we're looking for is a dog that lands and moves out of it. And anytime your dog lands and smoothly moves or is totally prepared for the next disc, you can be pretty sure that that was a safe landing. Anytime a dog clunks and gets stuck, you can bet that that's probably not a very good one. You might want to try and find a different way to place that disc so that doesn't happen to your dog in the future. Let's see, there's a lot of questions in the disc dog world and in the dog world in general about landing on the front feet versus all fours or the back feet first. I believe that, especially in flips, a front-footed landing is not only acceptable, it's desirable. First of all, you have never ever seen it. You will never see a dog jump off of an object that's tall and land on all 4 feet at the same time. They always land on their front feet first, and that's because the front feet funnel a portion of that impact into the back feet. And it's not unlike us when we're running and we jump, land on this foot, and we move out of it. When I run and jump and land on both feet, I get stuck. If I do that while I'm running fast, I'm probably going to fall down or blow my knees out, and that's not cool. There is a little bit of a problem with front-footed landings sometimes, and that is when the dog lands in a handstand. And you'll see it. You'll see a dog land on their hands. The ground is up there. They'll land on their hands, and they get stuck. They get stuck in this position. If you notice that your dog is stuck on their front feet for any kind of, if you notice it, probably not safe. What you're looking for is for that dog to hit their front feet first and then roll right down to their rears. Also, dogs tend to twist and contort when they're in the air. That is part of the game. It's part of where you're putting the disc. It's not necessarily good. It's not necessarily bad. When it is bad is when the body is disjointed. So my feet are pointing here, my hands are pointing here, and I land. Anytime the dog's body is twisted or contorted during the landing, it's a problem. Twisted and contorted in the air, no big deal. Twisted and contorted on the landing, big deal. A lot of times that happens with a handstand or a front feet first landing. So you have to be careful of that. Dog's hips will be a little out of whack, lands on their front, funnel, and the shock absorption doesn't happen the way that it's supposed to, can be bad.